Don't waste your time in dating.
We do not mean not to go on dates, but to date smartly.
Welcome to our podcast.
We are Edwin,
And Sara.
together
Towards
towards
sainthood.
sainthood.
Welcome to our second podcast. Thank you so much for being here, for watching us and listening to us through YouTube, podcasts, in iTunes, and Spotify. Now, if you haven't watched our first episode, we really recommend you if you're single or if you know someone who's single, because we give there a couple of tips about singlehood. So go and watch it and listen to it because it's a good start. Now, today we have a very different topic and it's very exciting. You guys saw the title. Don't waste your time in dating. Ellen, what are we trying to talk about
That's
today?
right. That's right. So over here, what we trying to engage with you guys is to understand that, to be honest, we lost we lost the sense of how to date, and that's why nowadays women and men have broken hearts through dating. When dating is most commonly to get to know somebody, even before many things, which we're gonna go deeply today. And like we need to guard our heart, we need to protect our heart through datings, because dating is something way before it was something super nice where you will go with the person, you get to know each other. But nowadays, dating is another level, and we think it's normal. And I don't think it's normal because that normal just trash our really dignity, our hearts, everything, our thoughts, everything. And we're gonna see it through here, through this podcast. So, baby, I wanted to ask you to start off. What is it that you women are expecting from us as men in the first day, the second, or the third day? What is it that you women are expecting from men?
Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna tell you two things, okay? Two things that women expect from men when we're dating. Okay, so the first thing is to be direct because like you need to tell this girl if you're interested or not. Don't be just like texting and going to I don't know what, because that's the thing. We're not direct, so we don't call them dates. We just, oh hey, do you wanna go for a coffee? But then you're like, is this man asking me for a date or is he just we're just going as a friend? I don't know. You need to be direct. You need to tell this girl, listen, do you want to go on a date? It's simple, okay? We need to call the things as they are
Yeah.
because men, they're so indirect. So we are like texting, we are into this dating process. We get excited. We get excited because we think that this man is so excited about us too. But then we're not sure. And then we tell our friends and they're like, but is he like interested in you? You're like, I don't know. He hasn't told me. So you have to be direct. So
Man,
what can you tell me about that?
man, I gotta tell you, I mean, you guys, you have to you gotta man up. You have to man up. You have to be really man. Like, don't go around women saying just, oh, let's go out, whatever. When you really know that they need to know, is this a date? Is this just a going out as friends? Because once you say, can I go out with you in a date? You already know what does that date means. A date means that you want to get to know me. It is that you want to get to know me romantically because you like me because I like you or whatever. But if you say, oh, let's just go out and pretend that you're just friends when you really want something else, man, you're just confusing the brain and the heart. Like, come on, let's be men. Let's straight up say it. Look, I like you. I don't know if you like me, but I like you. I want to take you out today. And that's okay, man. I mean, the last thing you're missing is like she tells you no. I mean, so be it. I mean, she tells you no, go for it. Like if she tells you yes, so then it's another thing. Then you're like, oh man, I already asked her to go to a date. She said yes. That means she's kind of interested in me, or at least like curious or something. But if you say, oh, let's just go out, then you never know. You never knew if she really liked you. And then they're like this thing, quote unquote, friend zone. Oh, come on. And then you say she was the bar girl because she had you in a friend zone. No, brother. you made that happen yourself. I'm not saying that the women should have friends in you, but you start up the wrong foot. So yeah, wait. So tell me another one, just another one. We're not gonna go in many of those. So just tell
Yeah,
me
it's
another
just
one
two.
that you women are expecting of us, and then I'm gonna go deep on what we as men expect from you women.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so the second one is to be exclusive. So I know that you're not boyfriend and girlfriend yet. Okay. We understand it's just dating.
Yeah,
But still, you need to be exclusive because if you're talking to this girl and this other one and this other one, that's horrible. That already shows that you won't be as faithful as you think you're showing yourself because you're talking at the same time with tons of people. It doesn't matter if you go to a couple of dates, but when you're talking to one person, just stick to that person, be exclusive, because you know what happens is that I see a lot of my friends that, let's say, they're talking to this guy, and then all of a sudden they see him with this other girl. And you're like, wait, wasn't he talking to me? So you can ask for like, hey, are you being talking to me? Because obviously you're not boyfriend and girlfriends yet, but still there should be some sense of
yeah,
you being the only one that the person is talking to and interested in that moment, don't you
yeah.
think?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, like that is disgusting. At least in my eyes, I know. When I was when I was 15 years old, I guess. Well, I mean, I was not dating anybody. I was just talking to them through a text or whatever. But I will say this: once you ask someone out for a date, just stick with it. Cause man, okay, like the point of dating is like 1, 2, 3 dates or whatever. You're gonna know if you're gonna move forward with the relationship or whatever. But like you're not gonna go. I'm gonna ask Sarah out today, and tomorrow I'm gonna ask Juanita out. Like you don't do that. You don't do that. Why? Because man, you gotta know we are not multitasking. We're not meant to be multitaskers, guys. You know that you do well, really well, when you focus in one thing. So guess what? It's not just a thing. It's a woman. It's a daughter of God, has a dignity. So you want that person to understand that you might not be the best guy. You might not be the best good-looking guy. Look at me. I mean, I ended up with this beautiful lady, but she understood that she was exclusive. What? Because even though we were in high school, I was not going around with different ladies talking to them in recess. No, I was not. I was just talking to her. You know what I mean? So you have to be exclusive for your sake and for the sake of that future relationship if it gets to develop. Because let's say, for the sake of the argument, let's say that yes, you were dating different people in the same month, in the same week, and let's say one of them say yes because they probably just was like, it's okay, it's whatever, they're just dating. But that is gonna get into her head, and she's just gonna go at some point in the relationship, 1 3 months, like she's gonna think that you trying to be like, like being, no faithful to her. Anything could happen. Let's say somebody call you, she right away will think that it was another girl, just because what happened at the beginning of dating. We gotta understand this. The way that you set up dating is gonna most likely says your future in a relationship, in the courtship. And man, now,
And you know what?
What?
Let's
What?
say if
What?
you go on a date, right? You're
Yeah.
talking to multiple girls at the same time.
Right.
And you're going on a date and it just didn't work, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
It didn't work. That's okay. That's also something that we want to talk about today. It's okay that dates do not go right. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's meant to be like that, not always is gonna be the perfect man and the perfect woman going on a date.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm trying to say is that let's say that 2 months later, this same boy is talking to another girl, right? And you know that girl. Let me tell you, you will tell that girl, listen, that boy was talking to a couple of girls while he was talking to me. So, you have to be careful because maybe it didn't work with her, but the world is really small.
That's right. That's right. We seen that. We seen that with our eyes. Alrighty, baby. So now I'm gonna tell you those expectations that we as men expect from you women. And I'm just gonna lay down two of them. And let me tell you,
Okay.
those two are very critical. Also, that goes along with the two that you mentioned. And the first one
Okay.
is this. we expect women not to go ghosting. What I mean by this is this. I understand that this might not go well, but don't go ghosting on us. Why are you doing that? You just acting like, and this is the thing, they don't really go ghosting. They just decide, and I know this because I got girlfriends, which means girls that are friends of mine, and I know that they do this. They do this. They go to date. They probably like the guy, but she decided not to tell the guy, look, I really liked that we went to this restaurant. I really like what we talked about. She decides not to say that. And she goes with her best friend, the sister, and everybody else like, oh my God, this guy, it's amazing who he is, what he talks about, his values, all of this and all of that. And the guy over here is like, don't see nothing from her, even though he's trying to call her, he's trying to text her, and she just ghosts him. She just ghosts him. And what were we thinking? We're like, oh my God, I just failed. Like it didn't work. Like, what did I do? You know what I mean? What did I do? Like, what did I do wrong? Like, did I do anything wrong? And like, that's what insecurity that many men says they're not insecure. Guess what? Y'all are, because I was there. Trust me, I was there, because let me tell you, I was also at that same moment, even though it was years ago, when I was like, man, should I ask this girl out? Like, should I be afraid of that? And then when I started talking to her, like, I felt like she wouldn't tell me things straight, and then I'd be like, what am I doing wrong? Like, we go through that. But you women like to ghost a lot. You women like to leave the man in in a movie, like intense movie, like, come on, let's not do that, because it just affects us so much as men that we think we're not worth it at some point, because mostly women are the most beautiful of the relationship, Sometimes you will have, a nice good man, nice good looking, and then, a nice good looking girl too, but you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean.
We understand. We
so,
understand
baby,
that.
tell me, what is it? Do you think it's okay for you women to, first of all, to be ghosting? And what is it that you guys do it? Because I'm just thinking why you do it, but I don't really know. You can tell me, you as a woman.
Well, the first thing is that I know where ghosting comes from.
Where? All right, tell me. Like,
I think it comes from that thinking that as little girls we grew up of like, listen, you cannot give everything right away. You can't, like, if you tell him you like him, that's it. You lost it. You lost the battle. They're like, you have to be difficult to get, which is just that it's so twisted. Twisted, yeah. It's such a twisted mindset, because what I feel that it should really be, and how girls should actually learn about this, is that it's not about being difficult. It's about guarding your heart. It's totally different. One thing is being difficult and making yourself the bad one, like, oh, I like him, but I'm not going to tell him. It's not that. It's being like thoughtful about what you have, that you're a treasure of God, and you're not going to let anyone destroy your dignity. It's totally different from being difficult or bad one. So I think that it comes from that as women, we try to be the difficult ones in the relationship when we're dating, So what we have to do with this, it goes exactly to what I said at the beginning, being direct. You have to be direct with men too. So it goes both ways. Let's say you go on a date and it went perfect. Like, you loved it. It was like you felt comfortable. Tell him, it's good. Like Edwin was saying, as we like for people to be direct to us, men also do that. They also want people to be direct with them. So just go and tell him, don't be like, oh, I enjoyed it so much to the fullest. I love it with all my heart. No. Just be like, hey, I just want to tell you that I really liked the day. Thank you for taking me out. I enjoyed the time with you. Simple. You didn't say that I love you. You didn't give your heart out there. You just said thank you. And then he was like, I'm sure, Edwin, if you would hear that, you would be like, yes, I feel good, right? I feel like there's confidence in here. Yeah. But also, here's the problem, that where ghosting works so good for women is when we do not like it. you know.
All right,
And
but then
that's our
that's my
issue. It's
second
not
point.
good to
That's
do
my
that.
second point. That's my second point.
It's not good.
Man, like we as men, we waste our energy thinking how to make ourselves attractive to the women, like
Yeah.
dressing, dressing nicely,
Right.
speaking really fluent and like very good, no slangly stuff and whatever. And then you guys, I mean, I might be an ugly ass man, but you should tell me on the first date. Look, you should tell me. I think it's way better for a woman to tell a man, look, I really like our time together, tonight or whatever, but I don't think we could move forward. Like don't take it personal, just like I don't think we should move forward. And that's okay. I'd rather, as a man, listen to that than just being ghost out. And I mean, what kind of thoughts is gonna go through my head when you ghost me out? It's like, oh my God, if let's say I'm already ugly, I already know I'm ugly. I'm gonna feel even worse. So at the end of the day, you just worse me up. You just did so bad on me that I just got worse, emotionally,
Right.
psychologically, and on my heart too. Because at the end of the day, man, if you there's a question that I always ask like to couples, and the question is, who said I love you first? Guess who?
Right.
The man always does. Why? Most men mostly do it because they just wanna say it out there and they want the women to understand that they're really into it. And sometimes it's not really true. Sometimes you just, they just want to say that to make it more commitment or something like that. But on the other hand, most likely the man gets in love with the women faster because the women, she's always thinking so much, but the man just sees the beauty. He's just thinking good stuff because the
Right.
woman is expecting the worst from the guy, even though she might like the guy. And it's just like protecting herself, and that's why you go start yourself. But this is the thing: how to really protect yourself, how to really protect your heart, guard them, guard your heart with all you can. Is being straight up with each other, being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's common sense because it's goodness. From a good thing, you're gonna get a good thing out. If you ghost, which is bad, you're gonna get a bad thing out. That's what's up.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying, that's the second case. If you go on a date and you didn't like the date, whatever, you didn't
Say it.
like the man, just say it. Be clear. Obviously, be merciful with that person and say it with love. That's what makes us different. You're not gonna be like, hey, it was a nasty dating.
Yeah.
Please, I'm going to block you. No, 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 no. You be like, listen, I think that thank you for taking me out or whatever, if you actually went on a date. Or even thank you for talking to me and taking your time. I really appreciate it. It's just
Yeah.
right now I'm not ready, and I just don't feel that this is gonna go anywhere. I just want to be, clear with you, and just be clear from the beginning, guys. We are people of God. We're treasures. You can't be
Playing
with
around,
like
wasting
people
time.
going in and out. It's not about playing. That's why we said to the topic, don't waste your time. So you as a person, don't waste your time in going into these days that are, first of all, they didn't start clear. They're not direct. They're talking to 100 people at the same time. Don't do that, okay? And
Yeah.
then second of all, don't waste the other person's time. So if you're not interested, don't, because that's the issue. The friend zone, I understand the friend zone exists. You gotta put some people into like, let's just be friends. But it's how you do it, you
Yeah.
know? Friendship is such a beautiful gift, you know?
Yeah.
So let's not make it as, oh, friend zone is horrible. No,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
friends is totally fine. It's
Yeah.
just that you're not perfect for every single person,
That's right.
So
Well,
you gotta wait.
no perfect, but like everybody, like
Yeah, it's
somebody's.
not gonna make a
Yeah.
great fit.
Right.
Yeah,
And like
no.
again, when we went from this, it's not letting you know like it's bad to go dating. No, it's good to go dating
No, it's
in a
good.
healthy way, in a smartly way, like we're saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the point. Like you could go to a date. Let's say this month you went out like 3 or 2 times with somebody. It didn't end good, Then 2 3 weeks have passed. You got to know somebody else, and then you take them out too in the next month or so. That's okay because the way that we're trying to portray over here how they should be, how they used to be, which we should bring that back, is that good, healthy way to do it. And here is the last thing of this podcast, and we're gonna give you crucial points, crucial tips how to go dating and smartly, even better than ever. Probably I don't think everybody talks about this really like specifically, but we're gonna give points by points and really, in a fast manner, how to really have a healthy date. And look, if you follow these tips, guys, I'm telling you, not because it's me, not because it's Sarah, but it's because what it should be from God's side. The best thing you should do in dating starts from these tips. And baby, can you give me the first tip of how to date healthy and not losing time while dating?
So the first one, I would say not showing that you're desperate to have a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
First of all, if you
That's
are,
toxic.
listen, if you're listening to this and you are desperate, do not go on dates. That's the first thing. It's not the right moment. If you go back to our first podcast, once you are in that pray, hope, and don't worry, once you're in that not worriness, you can go on dates. But if you are in that stage where you're like, I need to have a boyfriend, like time is running, what am I gonna do? Then,
that's not a good thing,
Yeah, your vision is
You're in a
completely
good
blurry.
place.
Yeah, completely blurry. Everything that's bad is gonna look great because you're so desperate that everything is gonna look good.
Yeah, you eyes are blurry. You don't see the whole thing.
Yeah, no. It's horrible. So if you are desperate, just do not date, okay? And if you have a feeling in yourself that you really, really want to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, just not in being like a desperate type of thing, just be calm. Do not go into these dates thinking that that's the perfect person. No.
Yeah.
Just
Take
give
it easy. Take it
what
easy.
dates are supposed to be.
I will say this: God will speak to you during the dates. He will speak to you clearly. It might be the first day, and let me tell you, if you go into the sacraments, if you go into confession, mass, the Eucharist, and you do your prayers, and you go out to a date, man, God will put in your heart peace or no peace. That's straight up true. And another
It
point,
speaks to the heart.
yeah, and another point that we're gonna talk about before we finish with the big and more importantly for us, which is at the end, the more hot one. But before that, we want to tell you guys, be yourself. Be yourself, guys. Please don't show up to this date just being somebody else that you're not. Because, man, the only thing you're going to do is just going to distract. The whole thing it might happen that you show up with this another persona of yourself, another caratula, and you there, and then probably the person fell for it, probably your partner that is there with you in that day fell for it, and then a month or two after everything happened, probably already as a courtship, that person finds out that was not really you. What's going to happen? You just wasted your time and her time because you were not really yourself. And let me tell you what, the best thing you could do is be yourself in the first day, the second day, and ever. What?
Ever.
Because only when somebody loves you for who you are is when you truly gonna feel loved. And so you're truly gonna feel free. And we're not talking about free like in a sinful way. We're talking about being free in God's eyes. Be yourself. You know what I mean?
It's so important to be yourself because, Edwin, this has happened to a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
That they go into these dates and they try to hide. Let's say, like I have friends that are super Catholic,
Right.
And they go on dates and they try to hide that.
Oh, God.
They try to hide because they're like, oh, this person is going to think that I'm weird. Or, I'm just going to go slow by slow. Like, I'm going to take my time to tell a person that I'm Catholic, that I go to church, and I'm just going to hide it completely, So do not do that. That's you. That's who you are. So be you completely 100% because if that person is interested about you when you're being yourself, then that's a very good sign.
Yeah,
but if that person is interested of something else.
Yeah, because what we mean is this. It's not like, let's say you don't like chicken, right? You don't like chicken. And by any chance, you guys went to a place where there's just chicken, right? You eat it. You eat it for the sake of the date. But, because you're not going to be so rude, why you bring me here? I don't like chicken. Like, that's a little bit ridiculous. But But like that's not really what we're talking about. It's not about like if you like chicken or not. It's about your own personality, your own self. Who are you? Are you
Your
a certain person?
values.
Are you a a kind of down introvert? Show that. Let the person know that you're introvert. Let the person know that you're extrovert. Don't just go so way different. Like don't like you have to be just like you are in your house, just like you are in your job. You have to be that person. So, alrighty. So, baby, let's finish it up with the bomb of the whole topic. We're in dating, and let me tell you,
Oh,
this is the whole topic that many people ask us. Many people ask this question, and they go like this, babe. They ask this: when should I drop the bomb of I want to practice chastity? Baby, when do you think is like most likely the best time to drop that bomb to the other person? Go ahead, tell me.
well, that bomb is such a strong bomb. But that bomb needs to be thrown, I would say, like in the third date. Like when like, because the first days is not like you're gonna be like, hey, listen, I love chastity.
Like a
I
flick.
go to church on Sunday.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
don't be like crazy. No, no. You know what? And it also goes back to being yourself. It's not like you're gonna be like, listen, I'm Catholic. No, no, no. You can be just being you, yourself,
Yeah.
your values. There you're showing that you go to mass. But then I would say when things are starting to get like, this is getting good, I see like this is going somewhere.
Yeah, because this
You
is
need
the thing. This is the thing. Like we understand that you guys might be going out on the third day, but you're talking every day, almost 24/7. We understand that, and mostly all the
that
stuff
happens a
is getting to know
lot.
each other, right? So by the third day, you already kind of know this person. You already kind of know because if you are in the third day, you want something. You're not going for the sake of going. You're not trying to waste your time. You're going because you're interested in the person. So if you're really interested, it's already the third day. You should drop that bomb because you don't want to go further when your heart is gonna be so committed to the person, and that person's heart is gonna be so committed to you that you're gonna wait 3 months after you're already in courtship and be like, I want to practice chastity. They're gonna be
No.
what? And then it ends up, and then you guys just wasted the time.
Yes. Like Edwin said, it has to be in that point because you need to be direct and you need to know whether this person is gonna go with you with that uh, you know, thing in the middle.
Yeah,
So it's
which is
important to
God.
know. Yeah, which is God. So it's like you can be asking someone to be in chastity if they haven't been exposed from the first day when you were, dating in
Together,
the
yeah,
first,
getting to know
third
each
date.
other.
So it's important to do that because it helps you not only like be straight with the person, but it's a filter.
It's a
It's
filter.
an amazing filter that God has put in our lives that we need to consider. This is
Yeah.
not boring stuff. No, no, no. This is true
Joyful.
reality, dignity of who we are.
Yeah.
So if you care about yourself
And your
as a
heart.
being, your heart, if you understand that you're you're a child of God, if you really understand that, that chastity is not about being weird, it's about protecting who you really are. So you need to tell that person right away. And if that person says, oh, I never heard about that,
And you
so then
listen to this.
you're gonna be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this is what it is. And then if they're like, oh, that sounds interested, I want to learn more about it, you can teach that person.
Yeah.
Awesome. If you see if that person is actually liking it
Go
because
for
he
it.
likes you, then go for it. But if you're like telling them about chastity and they're like,
That's
what?
it. That's it. He
That's
could have
it.
$1
You
million
leave that
in his
person
bank
for a
account.
day.
He's good. He
Yeah,
could be
you
the
never-
cutest guy. He could have 12 packs in his stomach. It doesn't matter. That's not for you. You know why? Because you don't trade. You don't trade dating with God. You have to. It's God beyond anything. So, God, look, God only wants what's best for you. God only has the best interested for you, the best things for you. He wants the best for you. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be free. He wants you to be you. So if that person doesn't like where you're going, where you want to go as a chaste person, just don't think about it too much. Just say, God, please help me. Because you might be already involved emotionally, and that's okay. But that was up to you because you should have dropped that bomb before that. Because you need to guard your heart. And God already told you that. And God is telling you that through this podcast. Because you're listening to this because God wanted you to. So if you're listening to this, you need to know that you need to guard your heart because your heart is your whole self. And you don't want to be as a pity person every month or so, like, oh, I broke my heart. No, you let yourself break your heart because you shouldn't know what to do. And that's what we do in these tips. And also along those stuff, like, hey, all right, let's say me as a man, I already say, you know what, yes, let's go chase, I like your idea. But then, we do this type of kisses. Then we, in the first, second, third day, we actually talk about
Exactly.
sexuality, touchy,
You
hugging,
cannot be
weird stuff.
asking yes, you cannot be asking someone to be in chastity if you don't practice it. So it's important for everybody that's here to understand that chastity is not just for people who are married or for people who are in a courtship. No, it's even for single people.
Yeah.
They also do chastity. So one thing, it's obviously super important that we want to make sure that you guys know is that in datings, you're not supposed to be like giving this super strong hugs
Or
or
this French
this
kisses.
touching. No, definitely. And then there's another really, really tricky thing that I want to say here. And I want to finish up with this. It's about kisses. I think that we right now are into the society where kisses are just nothing. That's what we think. And that's why chastity makes no sense. Because if we do not even care about kisses, then why should we care about the rest? So
Right.
it's important to understand that we, like I said, are precious children of God.
Amen.
So our kisses, even this is gonna sound so romantic, guys. But our kisses are so special,
They are.
You're a treasure too. So you can't be kissing every single person you go on a date. Kisses are meant to be for later on.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
This sounds like a grandma tip.
But it is
this
what it is.
23 years old girl telling you that kisses are for later. Why? Because it all starts with that. It all starts with a kiss. Let me tell you guys.
Yeah.
So if from the beginning of a day you're already kissing, why are you telling these people to go in this crazy thing of chastity?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense. It sounds crazy,
Yeah.
Don't you think, Edwin?
Now, I got to tell you this. And that's why this is how the culture has just distorted what really dating is. Because nowadays, dating is the first day, I give you a kiss. The second day, I grab your butt. The third day, we do and go beyond. That is just stupid. That is just going to sin like crazy. That is just distorting and crushing your heart. And you don't understand it until
dignity.
you don't understand it until you hit rock bottom. But you should have known, and that's what we're telling you. Guys, don't give kisses out. Like, you don't need to kiss somebody to let them know that they like you. You don't need to give them a kiss to let them know that you might even start loving them. Like, we're not telling you not to kiss when you're in courtship. That's okay. And we're not talking about, we're not gonna talk about this podcast.
And we're talking about just dating, okay?
Just dating, all right? Don't kiss while dating. Edwin, how can you say that? You're so weird. Where are you from? Like, don't you understand that it's important to kiss? Because if you don't kiss before you say yes to a courtship, then you don't know if you're gonna really like that person. Oh, I'm sorry.
Or if you're gonna like how they kiss.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that courtship was about sexuality. I thought courtship was about getting to know each other to see if you wanna really be with a person forever in your life in marriage. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Guys, let's be honest. If you try to kiss somebody from the first date, those are not really good intentions. Because at the end of the day, you're putting your own desires, your sexual desires, before that person's dignity. Because let's say I give you a kiss in the first date. That's it. It ended there. It didn't go further than that. I'm going to go to my friend. Oh, you don't know. I went to my first date with this girl, and I just kissed her, and she let me do it. Or vice versa. Then the girl goes to her friends or sisters or whatever. Oh, we went to the first date and we kissed. That was so beautiful. Guess what? That ain't that you just gave a kiss away. Like I said, a lottery ticket. No, man. Those kisses is also your dignity. Like you going around kissing people like it's roulette. Like that doesn't make sense. Little by little, man. Like in another topic or something, another podcast, we talk about the spiritual warfare when it comes to sexuality. And when you kiss somebody, man, you don't even know what's going on in the spiritual world. You don't even know it. You don't understand it. And that's okay. So guys, please don't kiss. Don't be hugging like we're hugging, like trying to be sexual stuff in the face dates. You don't do that. That's weird. I mean, that's not weird. Today, that's normal. But that's bad.
normal.
That's not gonna take you to a place where you guys are trying to be saints. That's just gonna
Yeah,
get you
because
further from God.
and if you're dating, you don't know if that person is really the one who you're gonna be with. So then it's like the tape thing that
Yeah.
is like if you have a piece of tape and you put it here in my arm, and then you put it in someone else's arm, and then someone
It
else's
lost the
arm,
glue. It
someone
lost the
else's arm.
sticky. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
sticky anymore.
So let's be clear about this. And just to finish up with all of these, dating should be a time to get to know someone. It's not a time to get touchy. It's not a
Yeah.
time to kiss. It's not a time to go ghosting either. Okay, it's a time to understand the dignity of each other and just to give an opportunity to someone else's to get to know you. Okay, so let's remember all these tips that we're telling you, and we just wanted to encourage you guys that later on we're gonna be talking about relationships and all of this stuff, but it all starts here in
Yeah.
dating. So if dating we do not do it as it should, there we do not have a good foundation. And just a last tip,
Yeah,
okay,
what's up,
that
babe?
is not in our list, is that I really recommend it to pray before going into date. You know, we as a girl, we put our makeup, we put ourselves pretty, and then men also, they put themselves so nicely for the girls. But prayer is so important, and dating is not something that is completely out of that. Okay, so I really recommend you to put into prayers this. So if you are dating, really give it into God's hands, because He will definitely
Amen.
put it in your heart if that's the right person to go with.
Amen. Amen to
Okay.
that, babe. Amen to that.
Okay, and this was all for our second episode. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, for listening to us. Don't forget to share, because when we share, we evangelize. And also subscribe to our channel so you can be up to date to all the new podcasts that we're bringing.
That's right, guys. And also, I wanted to thank you guys for for being here with us. And please, if you can help us out on Patreon.com Edwin Sara, Edwin Sara. Please, you can help us out there to grow our ministry, our equipment, and also mostly to our wedding in July 2021. Thank you so much, guys. Remember also follow us on Instagram as Edwin Y Sara _ podcast. So you already know, guys. God loves you. We're praying for you. Please pray for us. Until the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We are Edwin
And Sara.
Together towards sainthood.